Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening. I'm Caroline Mueller. The man charged with killing a 15-year-old boy in Rowan County was in court today. Gildardo Martinez is charged with murder in the shooting death of Luis Joshan Nunez Lopez. Police say the victim was the son of Martinez's girlfriend. Investigators believe the shooting happened after Lopez was protecting his mother from Martinez's advances. Martinez is also charged with assault, attempted rape, and fleeing and evading police. Alyssa Williams was there in the courtroom today. She brings us the latest.
A preliminary hearing for Gildardo Martinez was held here at the Rowan County Judicial Center this morning, where we heard police testimony that dove further into this investigation. Morehead Police Detective Steve Justice took the stand, combing through the details of the shooting that left 15-year-old Luis Joshan Nunez Lopez dead and injured his 12-year-old sister. There were still questions about when Lopez's sister could have been shot, but Justice says he believes Martinez shot the girl while she was in her bedroom, while her mother was running from the home with Lopez's two young siblings.
According to UK, she has an injury to her cheek, her neck, and her backside area.
Justice says Lopez's sister remains in the hospital from those injuries. Martinez's intoxication level at the time of the shooting was also discussed. Justice says Lopez's mom told police Martinez was at a bar before the shooting, but Justice says police did not test his levels after getting him into custody.
For an AI, we do not test for alcohol level, whether the breathalyzer or the wine. The only time we test for alcohol level or drug level is for DUI.
Something that the judge objected to was when Justice was asked about the relationship Martinez had with the children. The judge ended the hearing by saying there was enough probable cause for this case to move to a grand jury. In Rowan County, Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
A memorial fund has been set up to support the Lopez family during this difficult time. If you are interested in donating, you can send cash or check donations to the Citizens Bank along Main Street in Morehead. We have more information about the family and the fund on WYMT.com and inside the WYMT News app. Kentucky State Police are asking for help locating a missing man from Pike County. Troopers say 34-year-old David Cook of Pikeville was last seen on July 27th in the Pikeville area. He is described as a white man, 6 feet tall, about 160 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. He may be driving a 2016 Kia Soul, as seen on your screen, with Kentucky tag N3W163. Anyone with information is asked to call KSP Post 9 at 606-433-7711. A Corbin woman is facing multiple charges after a late-night DUI arrest in Laurel County. Deputies say 25-year-old Dakota Bray drove her children to an abandoned trailer after a disturbance call Monday night. They found her with a 4-week-old son and 2-year-old daughter. Bray was arrested off Foley Road just before midnight and charged with DUI and 2 counts of wanton endangerment. She's being held in the Laurel County Correctional Center. A reminder for those in Laurel County, the Sheriff's Office is temporarily closing as they move to a new location. The office will be closed July 30th through August 1st. It will reopen Monday, August 4th at 8 a.m. at 1380 Kentucky 192 East in London. Deputies will still be patrolling roads and responding to calls. For emergencies, dial 911.
Well, Caroline, I tell you what, we had temperatures all over the place today. Made it to 84 in Hazard, but with that dew point being up there, it certainly felt like we were in the 90s. Harlan made it to 92, 93. Somerset, 89 was the high in Monticello, 86 in Pikeville. Now, that heat advisory is still in effect until tomorrow. If you are in Lawrence County as well as Wayne County in West Virginia, the extreme heat warning is still in play until tomorrow. Look at the muggy meter over the next several days. You can see it stays up there. Then it starts to kind of cool off a little bit as we go throughout the weekend. And what that means for us, that heat index goes from the 90s to the upper 70s and low 80s. Pretty much will be on par with with our ambient temperature. Now, as we hope you plan your Wednesday, we'll see that temperature of 93 degrees. We'll start the day off with a mixture of sun and clouds, keeping a rain chance in the forecast as well, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. But there is a cool down. We'll talk about that in the first alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Caroline.
All right, Eric, thank you. 3 years ago this week, 45 people lost their lives in deadly flooding that ravaged the Commonwealth. And while a lot has happened in the state since then, first responders still tell us they remember some of the faces from within the waters. Lucy Cole talked to search and rescue crews in eastern Kentucky to learn more about the recovery process 3 years later.
3 years later, what some call a 1,000-year flood leaves lingering memories of the devastation left behind in eastern Kentucky.
The amount of water on Troublesome Creek, which is pretty much where we spent the majority of our time, you couldn't tell it was a creek. I mean, that's normally 2 feet deep, and it was 36 feet deep.
Chief John May and his crew with Wolfe County Search and Rescue recount some of the chilling sights they saw during their response.
We found a couple that was actually their mobile home was completely underwater minus the roof, and they were hanging on to an electrical guy wire in the middle of the flooded, raging creek.
One face sticks with him forever. Vanessa Baker was the only person left unaccounted for. He says even a year later, they continued to search the area for her. WKYT has followed her husband Farmer's journey for years.
I couldn't have found a better woman, I don't believe. Joe couldn't have.
We covered 21 miles of the North Fork of the Kentucky River plus Troublesome Creek, trying to locate Miss Baker for a family to get some closure. I mean, you want to bring everyone home, but with a flood like that, sometimes it's just not possible.
While days and years have come and gone since July 2022, Chief May remembers eastern Kentucky not for the devastation, but for the resilience.
Even today, I get a little emotional when I start talking about it. It's just, you really see what people are made of. It really just shows the heart and the strength of, the people in eastern Kentucky, and it's pretty incredible to see.
Lucy Cole, WKYT.
Following that historic and deadly flooding, Governor Andy Beshear established the Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund to support victims. It raised more than $13 million and covered funeral costs, property damage repairs, and new higher ground communities for the people of Eastern Kentucky. And as we recognize the 3rd anniversary of the July 2022 flood, some folks are preparing to move into those new high ground homes. Letty Sturgill is one of those people. The 87-year-old Knott County native lost her home of nearly 10 years in the 2022 flood, but now she's excited for her new home at the Chestnut Ridge High Ground community. Sturgill says some of her new neighbors survived the flood right beside her.
I lost everything they had. I lost everything, even my car. I'm still hitchhiking. So I was happy there.
Sturgill says she might be able to move into her new home by Thanksgiving and is excited to celebrate with her family by her side. Another flood survivor, Sharon Howard of Letcher County, lost her business and home in the 22 flood. Sharon says about 3 months ago, she moved into her brand new safe home. She is now able to reflect on what she experienced just 3 years ago.
I just thank God every day. I've got a home, a nice home. It's not as big as mine was, but it's fine for me. Who would have thought at this age I would have to relocate, wonder where I was going to live, if I was going to have a home, how I was going to make it, and they made it possible.
Sharon was gifted her home from Homes Incorporated. She says along with a partially furnished home, she also gained a new family through the organization. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, school districts are excited to welcome students back to the classroom, but not the germs that come with them.
We have a couple days of temperatures staying in the 90s, and then we're going to cool down. Details coming up.